Hey everyone, this is Derek Bros with the Conscious Resistance Network, and today we're going to talk about the number one most important story of 2019 as told by me. And before we do that though, I want to remind you guys to bookmark theconsciousresistance.com, where you can stay plugged in with all of our latest content. Again, going into 2020, you're not going to be able to see me on Facebook, you're not going to be able to see us increasingly less and less on YouTube. We're going to be posting elsewhere. So you're going to want to get signed up for us on minds.com, on dtube/steemit. Join our Discord channel because we post a lot of content in there that we don't make videos about. You can also join my text list here. This is the easiest way to keep in touch with me, get text updates right to your phone. Follow our content on BitChute. And if you want to support, sign up via Patreon or Subscribestar. All of those are much appreciated, guys. It's going to help us continue to make content like the information you're hearing right now. So what is my number one story of 2019? We've been going over a number of different stories. Starting with number 7, we looked at the push for mandatory vaccinations and the subsequent censorship of people who question such mandatory vaccinations. Number 6, we looked at the exposing of the Finders cults, which we have been doing here at the Conscious Resistance for over a year now. And finally, that story making mainstream. Number 5, we looked at the attempted murder of Julian Assange, and I'm not sure why it's not loading right here. We looked at the attempted murder of Julian Assange, and number 4, we looked at the rise of the smart grid, the digital smart grid, 5G smart grid, all that technology. Number 3, we looked at the pedocracy revealed, the revealing of stories like Epstein and Weinstein and Kevin Spacey, as well as lesser known people, the smaller players, the bit players, but overall the fact that there are powerful people and people in powerful positions who are pedophiles, sexual abusers, child traffickers, things of that sort. Number 2, we saw the most important story as the truth about Syria, the ongoing OPCW leaks, and the fact the mainstream refuses to even touch on the story because they're afraid that you might actually question the narratives, so they can't even defend it. So they have shut up and chosen to remain silent. And those are the 6 most important stories of 2019 according to my analysis. Number 1, for my view, goes to the continued censorship, deletion, and just attack on independent alternative media. That is what I think is the number 1 story of 2019. Because everything that we just discussed, from the push for mandatory vaccinations, the Finders cult being exposed as covered up by the CIA and the FCIA, the attack on Julian Assange and on free press in general, the rise of the smart grid and all that entails, the dangers that it entails, the pedocracy, getting people to really understand what this means and how it relates to our everyday world, the lies about Syria and the war, all of these stories that we covered here, the number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, and 7 most important stories, none of those would be able to be ignored or misunderstood if we had a real media, if the mainstream corporate media was anything like actual journalists. Of course we don't, and they're completely controlled. And in their place, through the internet and through social media, people like myself have risen up over the last 10, 12, 15 years to compete directly with the mainstream corporate media. And for years, we were succeeding in kicking their asses. We were outpacing them. And I told you guys this before, that when I was working with the anti-media, Truth in Media with Ben Swan, The Mind Unleashed, the Free Thought Project, Activist Post, these pages were reaching hundreds of thousands of millions of people a week sometimes, and definitely within months. And we were spreading information, we were spreading movements, we were spreading information about surveillance, the truth about war, the truth about police violence, and they had to silence us. And this began in October 2018, as we've covered here, the purge of independent media, which started on Thursday, last October 20, I think October 12th was the day that it happened, when they deleted much of the alternative media and labeled us fake news, Russian. You can see these are some of the biggest pages that were purged on Thursday, October 11th, 2018. The Free Thought Project, Anti-Media, Police the Police, Cop Block, Filming Cops, Rachel Blevins, V is for Voluntary, End the War on Drugs, Get Involved You Live Here, Press for Truth, Political Junkie News, You Won't See This, Punk Rock Libertarians, Fuck the Government, many other pages that were deleted, and some have been given back, but mostly were deleted. That started in October 2018, and we looked at this, who's behind the ongoing Indy media purge and looking at the insiders, the Atlantic Council, as well as other organizations, showing that this purge was coordinated by the attack by the military-industrial complex. At least the power players. I don't have a document that says, "Hey, go after the Indy media because they're beating us," but it's clear who's in control, who's guiding us, and it's clear what's happening. And in 2019, we learned even further through leaked documents, many of which came from Project Veritas, which is pretty interesting because a lot of people don't like Project Veritas, but they were able to get out important information this year that, again, was just censored or ignored by the corporate mainstream media, and instead they try to put it in a partisan spin. And some folks even say, oh, this is just about conservative opinions being censored. No, you guys are still stuck in the left-right paradigm. They are going after anti-establishment people from across the left and the right. You don't have to agree with each other, but the fact is, if you're anti-war, anti-police violence, anti-surveillance, and trying to expose the lies, then they'll come after you. They'll censor you. They'll label you. They'll do whatever they have to. Leaked documents from Google, Pinterest reveal censorship of alternative media. Newly leaked documents from Pinterest and Google reveal ongoing efforts to censor independent media, Christian websites, and unpopular opinions. And this is just continuing. The sites listed include Zero Hedge, the Anti-Media, News Wars, the Pedogate, Tracking Vaccinations, and Organic Healthy Tips. This is coming from leaked documents which show that Pinterest has been blocking links of alternative media websites and search terms related to Christianity and abortion. The apparent blacklist is part of a porn domain block list, which is designed to keep social media platforms free of sexually explicit content. However, they found that Pinterest directly and indirectly censors content related to pro-life and Christian themes, as well as alternative health sites and independent news sites known for challenging the U.S. government narrative on a range of topics, including the war on terror. Other documents leaked to Project Veritas include a large text file titled Sensitive Terms List, which shows that certain terms are seen as sensitive or abusive or brand unsafe, and this could cause them to be blocked in search results, or to show the user a warning, or to just remove the term from trending feeds. These includes terms like Christian, Easter, Bible verses, etc. And it's just people have been reporting on this throughout the year. We also have other documents that the Daily Caller was reporting on, showing that a whistleblower within Google leaked screenshots of 2 other apparent blacklists of websites which are being scrubbed from search engine results. And these include the American Spectator, Breitbart, Breaking 911, the website Bring Your Bible to School Today, Consortium News, the Franklin Society, the Free Thought Project, the Gateway Pundit, and others. And so it's just worrisome that these sites, some of them that have already been deleted off the internet. I mean, they've already sank the anti-media. You guys killed us. We have no reach, but they're still censoring us. Same thing with Free Thought Project. Both, of course, were purged in October 2018. So those documents came out. Then we have Google Machine Learning Fairness. Whistleblower goes public. Says burden lifted of my soul. This is this is different whistleblowers coming out. This happened several times throughout the years. This guy even said he had the cops come after him because he was leaking certain information, or they knew that he had certain information. And these documents here, I did past videos where we go over them in detail, but needless to say, they're censoring people. Then this other one from Daily Wire says, leaked Google Doc describes Shapiro, Peterson, PragerU as Nazis using the dog whistle. This is again after another leak that took place. So the leaks just kept coming this year, and Project Veritas, you may remember, they also are the ones who leaked this insider recording from ABC News showing that this anchor, Amy Robach, said that she had the story on Epstein years ago and that they killed it. And this is the same thing we heard with Ronan Farrow saying that they killed the Weinstein story as well. So because the corporate media is so damn powerful, and they're also censoring and killing the independent media, there's so many stories being missed. There's leaked documents coming out proving that we are being targeted, but our audience is shrinking and our ability to reach people is shrinking. Yes, there are still videos that are going viral and that people are really paying attention, and there still is growth. People still are waking up. I will say we've gone from 2010, which is when I woke up, and I think a lot of people were waking up in the mid to late 2000s, early 2010s, to now. There's still people waking up and still just finding out what's going on, and I'm thankful to everybody who's doing that. But for the most part, guys, for those of you who are new to the game, we used to be able to reach people so much easier, and that has gotten more and more difficult over time, and it's because of all this bullshit censorship. So guys, I really hope that you understand this. This is why I continue to try to do this, even with no, people. I get people telling me you should have thousands more views. Your videos should be, seen by so many people, and I appreciate that, and I agree. I think that my work is important, but I've been stuck in the kind of censorship. I've been throttled. My traffic has been throttled because of YouTube algorithms, Facebook algorithms, and all these tools, and that's why I'm going to increasingly use them less, and I'm going to be selling my documentaries, like the 5G documentary, the Finders documentary, as USB drives and as DVDs. We're going to talk more about that in 2020. I'm finally ready to get on that. And if you want to support my work and support my efforts, please do consider signing up via Patreon or Subscribestar for a one-time donation. Or if you want to help with my next documentary, please invest in the Conscious Resistance 5G Trojan Horse documentary. We have 12 days left. We've had 12 contributors. We've gotten up to $623. Thank you to John Edwards, Joseph Zinner, Anonymous, Dan DeGrave, Cindy Borrell, Anonymous, and Setchel George, and everybody else saying nice comments. We appreciate it. Without your help, we wouldn't be able to do this work. This is not about you supporting my lifestyle. This is about you investing in real journalism. So if you support my efforts and you want to help me continue into 2020 and keep waking people up and keep fighting this social media censorship, this corporate censorship, this attack on free thought, then please support me however you can. And until next time, remember, you are powerful, you are beautiful, and you are free. Peace.